Hello and welcome to Easy English. I'm Molly.
And I'm Mark. And if you're new here, welcome. We're really happy you're here.
So let us explain what this show is all about. Every week, Mark and I sit down and have a conversation, a real everyday conversation about life.
And the reason we do this is to help you learn English.
That's right. You don't need a textbook. You don't need to take notes, although you can if you want to. The idea is simple. Just listen to us talk.
We speak in a natural way, but we try to keep things clear and not too fast. We use common, everyday words, the kind of English people actually speak.
And at the end of every episode, we do a quick vocabulary review where we go over some of the key words and phrases from our conversation.
So you can listen, learn, and get more comfortable with English, one conversation at a time.
You can watch this once, or you can come back and watch it again. Repetition is one of the best ways to learn, so don't be afraid to replay any part of the episode.
And if you want to practice, try repeating some of the sentences you hear. Say them out loud. That really helps.
Okay, so with all of that said, let's get into this week's topic.
Today, we're talking about something that everyone has to do, going to the grocery store.
That's right, grocery shopping, buying food. It's one of those things that you do every single week, no matter where you live in the world.
And even though it seems simple, there's actually a lot of useful English that comes up when you go to the grocery store.
Words for food, words for the store itself, how to talk to people at the store, how to read signs, all of that.
So today, Molly and I are going to talk about how each of us do our grocery shopping here in Chicago.
And as usual, we do things a little differently.
Of course we do.
Let's get into it.
Okay, Molly, I know you love grocery shopping. Tell me about your routine.
I do. I actually enjoy it. I usually go grocery shopping once a week, on Sundays. That's my routine. Every Sunday morning, I make a list and go to the store.
You make a list every time?
Every time. I keep a little notepad on my kitchen counter, and during the week, whenever I run out of something or think of something I need, I write it down.
That's very organized. I am not that organized.
It helps, because if I don't make a list, I forget things. I'll walk around the whole store, buy a bunch of stuff I don't need, and then get home and realize I forgot milk.
That happens to everyone.
It really does. So the list keeps me on track.
So, what's on a typical list for you?
The basics, usually. Milk, eggs, bread, fruit, vegetables, chicken or meat for dinner, maybe some pasta, some rice, and then whatever I need for specific meals I'm planning that week.
Do you plan your meals for the whole week?
I try to. Not every single meal, but I like to have a general idea. Like Monday, I'll make chicken, Tuesday, maybe pasta, Wednesday, I might just have leftovers.
Leftovers. That's a good word. Leftovers are the food that you didn't finish the first time, right? So you save it and eat it the next day.
Exactly. Leftovers are your friend when you don't feel like cooking.
I live on leftovers.
So anyway, I get my list, I drive to the store because I have a car, as we talked about last week,
Right, she has the car. I'm still on the bus.
and I usually go to a big grocery store. In Chicago, we have a lot of options. There are big chain stores like Jewel Osco, Mariano's, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, and then there are smaller neighborhood stores and corner stores too.
Which one do you usually go to?
I usually go to Mariano's. It's close to my apartment, it has a good selection, and the prices are reasonable. Not the cheapest, but not the most expensive either.
That's a good balance.
And I like that they have a big produce section.
Produce. That means fruits and vegetables, right?
Right. Produce is the section of the store where you find all the fresh fruits and vegetables. Apples, bananas, lettuce, tomatoes, peppers, onions, all of that is in the produce section.
That's usually the first section you walk into at most grocery stores.
It is, and I always start there. I pick out my fruits and vegetables first, then I move on to the other sections.
What other sections does a typical grocery store have?
Good question. So after produce, you usually have the bakery. That's where you find bread, rolls, cakes, pastries, things that are baked.
I love the bakery section. It always smells amazing.
It really does. Then there's the deli. That's the section where you can get sliced meats and cheeses, like turkey, ham, salami. You can ask someone behind the counter to slice it for you.
And they always ask, how much would you like? And you say something like, half a pound, please.
Exactly. Then there's the dairy section. That's milk, cheese, yogurt, butter, eggs. Basically anything that comes from milk or needs to be kept cold.
Some people put eggs in the dairy section, some people don't. It depends on the store.
True. And then there are the aisles. The aisles are the long rows in the middle of the store, with shelves on both sides. That's where you find things like cereal, pasta, canned food, snacks, sauces, spices, all the packaged stuff.
And every aisle usually has a sign at the top that tells you what's in that aisle.
Right, like aisle 5, pasta, rice, beans. So you can find what you need without walking through the whole store.
In theory, I still walk through the whole store every time.
And then there's the frozen food section, frozen pizzas, ice cream, frozen vegetables, frozen meals, and the meat section, chicken, beef, pork, fish.
And finally, the checkout.
The checkout is where you pay. You bring all your items to the front of the store and a cashier scans everything and tells you your total.
Or you can use the self-checkout.
Right! Self-checkout is when you scan and bag your own groceries. There's no cashier. You do it yourself.
I always use self-checkout. It's usually faster.
Same. Unless I have a lot of stuff, then I go to a regular checkout line because it's easier. Okay, Mark, what about you? How do you do your grocery shopping?
So my grocery shopping is a little different because, as we mentioned, I don't have a car.
Right. So how does that work?
Well, the biggest difference is that I can't buy as much at one time. When you have a car, you can fill up the whole trunk with bags. When you're walking or taking the bus, you can only carry so much.
That makes sense. So you go more often?
Yeah, I go about 2 or 3 times a week instead of one big trip. I buy what I need for the next few days, and then I go back again later in the week.
That actually sounds kind of nice in a way. Your food is always fresh.
That's true. I don't buy a big bag of spinach that sits in my refrigerator and goes bad before I eat it.
I feel personally attacked by that comment.
We've all been there.
So where do you shop?
I usually go to whatever store is closest to my apartment. There's a small grocery store about a 5-minute walk from my place, so I go there for quick trips. For bigger shopping, I'll take the bus to a larger store like Aldi or Jewel.
Aldi is great for saving money.
It really is. Aldi is a discount grocery store, so the prices are lower than most other stores. They don't have as many brands or as many choices, but the quality is good and you save a lot of money.
Do you bring your own bags to Aldi?
You have to. That's one thing about Aldi, they don't give you free bags. You either bring your own bags or you buy bags at the store for a small price. And you also bag your own groceries.
That's different from most grocery stores where they bag everything for you.
Right, but honestly, I don't mind. I bring a backpack and 1 or 2 reusable bags, and that's usually enough.
A backpack to the grocery store? That's very public transportation of you.
It is my most important tool.
What about when you need something heavy, like a big bottle of laundry detergent or a case of water?
That's when it gets tricky. I either plan ahead and make sure that's the only heavy thing I'm buying that day, or honestly, sometimes I just order it online and have it delivered.
Oh, that's smart. Grocery delivery has become really popular.
It has. You can order groceries through apps and they deliver them right through your door. It's very convenient, but there's usually a delivery fee, an extra charge for the delivery. So I only use it when I really need to.
That's fair. I use grocery delivery sometimes too, honestly, when it's freezing cold outside and I don't want to leave my apartment.
Chicago winters will make anyone use grocery delivery.
So let's talk about some common things that happen at the grocery store, situations where you need to use English.
Good idea. Because for someone learning English, the grocery store can actually be a great place to practice.
Absolutely. So one very common situation is when you can't find something. You might need to ask someone who works at the store for help.
Right, and you can say something simple like, "Excuse me, where can I find the rice?"
Or, "Excuse me, do you know where the bread is?"
And they'll usually say something like, "It's in aisle 3, or "It's in the back of the store near the dairy section."
Another common situation is at the deli counter. You walk up and the person behind the counter will usually say, "What can I get for you?" or "How can I help you?"
And you can say, "Can I get half a pound of turkey, please?" Or "I'd like a 1/4 pound of Swiss cheese."
And if you're not sure how much you want, you can say, "Can I try a sample?" A sample is a small piece to taste before you decide.
Most delis will let you try a sample. don't be shy about asking.
And then at the checkout, the cashier might ask you a few questions.
Like, did you find everything okay? That's a very common question. It just means, did you find everything you were looking for?
And you can just say, yes, thank you. Simple.
They might also ask paper or plastic. That means, do you want paper bags or plastic bags for your groceries?
Or if you brought your own bag, you can say, I brought my own bag, thanks.
And at the end, they'll tell you your total. They'll say something like, your total is $23.45. That means $23.45.
And you pay with cash, a credit card, or a debit card. If you're paying with a card, they might say, go ahead and swipe or tap your card.
And that's it. You're done. You take your bags and go home.
See, grocery shopping in English isn't so scary.
Not at all. It's actually great practice.
So, what are the big differences between how you and I grocery shop, Mark?
I think the biggest difference is planning. You plan one big trip, I do several smaller trips.
Right, and that's mostly because of the car situation.
Exactly. If I had a car, I'd probably do one big trip too. But since I'm carrying everything by hand or on the bus, smaller trips just make more sense.
And we shop at different kinds of stores. I go to a bigger store with more options. You go wherever is closest and most affordable.
And I think that's pretty common. People shop based on what's convenient for them, what's close, what's affordable, and what fits their life.
There's no one right way to do it.
As long as you come home with food, you did it right.
That's a very low bar, Mark.
But an accurate one. Okay, before we go, let's do our vocabulary review. We're going to go over some of the important words and phrases from today's episode.
We'll say each word, explain what it means, and use it in a sentence. Ready?
Let's do it.
Number 1, grocery store.
A grocery store is a store where you buy food and household items. Some people also call it a supermarket.
I go to the grocery store every Sunday.
Number 2, a list.
A list is a group of items written down so you can remember them. A grocery list is a list of things you need to buy at the store.
I always make a list before I go shopping.
Number 3, produce.
Produce means fresh fruits and vegetables. In a grocery store, the produce section is where you find all the fresh fruits and vegetables.
The produce at the store is always very fresh.
Number 4, aisle.
An aisle is a long row in a store with shelves on both sides. Grocery stores have many aisles, and each one has different products.
The pasta is in aisle 5.
Number 5, checkout.
The checkout is the area at the front of the store where you pay for your items. You can go to a cashier or use a self-checkout.
There was a long line at the checkout.
Number 6, cashier.
A cashier is the person who works at the checkout and helps you pay for your items. They scan your products and tell you your total.
The cashier was very friendly.
Number 7, leftovers.
Leftovers are food that you cooked but didn't finish eating. You save it and eat it later, usually the next day.
I had leftovers from last night's dinner for lunch today.
Number 8, delivery.
Delivery is when a store or a company brings something to your home. Grocery delivery means someone brings your groceries to your door.
I ordered grocery delivery because it was too cold to go outside.
Number 9, total.
Your total is the full amount of money you need to pay. At the grocery store, the cashier adds up all your items and tells you the total.
Your total is $23.45.
And number 10, sample.
A sample is a small piece of food that you can try for free before you decide to buy it. At the deli counter, you can ask for a sample.
Can I try a sample of that cheese, please? And that's our vocabulary for this week.
If any of those words were new to you, try to use them this week. Say them out loud. Practice makes a big difference.
And remember, you can always come back and listen to this episode again. The more you hear these words in a real conversation, the more natural they'll feel.
That's it for this week's episode of Easy English.
Thank you so much for watching and listening to us today. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us create more lessons for you.
And we would love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below and tell us what is your favorite thing to buy at the grocery store. And do you make a list or do you just go and see what happens?
We read all the comments and we love seeing you practice your English there.
If you missed last week's episode about getting around the city, go check that one out too. We'll put a link right here.
We'll see you next week with a brand new topic.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.